The research platform drifted silently through the vast emptiness of space, its metallic exterior gleaming under distant starlight. Dr. Yuna Kim stood near the observation window, her slender fingers tracing the edge of a holographic display. The room hummed with the soft electronic sounds of monitoring equipment, a constant background noise that most crew members had long since stopped noticing. Suddenly, the quiet was shattered. A massive spacecraft materialized without warning, its silvery surface rippling like liquid metal against the black canvas of space. The ship was unlike anything Yuna had ever seen. No sharp angles, no traditional spacecraft design, but instead a fluid, almost organic shape that seemed to breathe and pulse with an unknown energy. Commander J. Park's voice cut through the sudden tension. All personnel maintain position, unknown vessel approaching. His words were calm, but everyone could hear the slight tremor of excitement beneath his professional tone. The research platform's defensive systems activated automatically. Soft blue energy shields flickered to life around the station's perimeter, creating an invisible barrier of protection. Yuna watched, her heart racing as the massive alien craft drew closer. Communication systems crackled. A deep resonant voice emerged, not through traditional radio frequencies but directly into the minds of everyone on the station. It was a sensation that felt like a whisper and a thunderclap simultaneously. Human medical expert required for immediate biological assessment, the voice announced. Yuna felt a chill run down her spine. First contact scenarios were theoretical discussions they had practiced countless times, but this was real. The alien vessel hung in space, impossibly large, waiting. Her colleagues looked at her. As the lead xenobiological researcher, she was the most qualified to handle an unexpected alien interaction. Dr. Kim took a deep breath, straightening her white medical uniform. Her years of training had prepared her for scientific exploration, but nothing could truly prepare someone for a moment like this. The alien ship began to project a communication interface. Holographic symbols danced in the air, a complex language that seemed to shift and change with each passing second. Some symbols looked mathematical, others appeared almost biological, intertwining in patterns that suggested a communication method far beyond human understanding. Commander Park approached Yuna. "Are you ready?" he asked, his voice low and serious. "As ready as anyone can be," she responded, her eyes never leaving the alien projection. A transport beam began to form in the central research chamber. It was different from human technology. Not the sharp, defined transportation they were familiar with, but a fluid, almost living energy that seemed to weave itself into existence. Something was coming, something that would change everything. They understood about life, technology, and their place in the universe. The beam stabilized. A massive figure began to take shape, tall, biomechanical, with a presence that seemed to bend the very space around it. The alien commander was about to step onto their research platform, and nothing would ever be the same. Yuna Kim stood perfectly still, her scientific training overriding any fear. This was a moment of first contact, a potential turning point for human understanding of the cosmos. Her hands were steady, her mind focused. The alien's first step would mark the beginning of an extraordinary journey. In that moment, suspended between anticipation and the unknown, Dr. Yuna Kim represented humanity's best hope for understanding what was about to unfold. The universe held its breath. "Would you like me to proceed with developing the next part of the story?" The alien commander towered in the research chamber, his biomechanical form casting strange shadows across the sterile white walls. Dr. Yuna Kim stood barely reaching his mid-chest, but her posture radiated confidence. Her medical scanner hummed, softly, its blue light dancing across the alien's complex body structure. "I require a complete biological assessment," the alien spoke, his voice resonating through the room like distant thunder. Yuna noticed something unusual immediately. The commander's external shell looked metallic, but underneath, organic systems pulsed with an unexpected rhythm. Her scanner detected multiple anomalies, cellular structures that seemed to be breaking down, strange energy signatures interweaving through what appeared to be biological circuits. May I proceed with scanning? She asked, her voice steady and professional. The alien commander, whom she now knew was named Rial, simply nodded. His movement was precise, almost mechanical, yet something in his stance suggested profound vulnerability. Yuna moved her scanner across his body. Complex holographic images began forming in the air. Layers of biological data appeared. Genetic sequences, cellular networks, energy pathways. What she saw made her breath catch in her throat. The alien's genetic structure was deteriorating, not slowly, but at an accelerating rate. Perfectly engineered, systems were collapsing from within, like a complex machine consuming itself. Each scan revealed more disturbing details. Entire genetic sections were becoming unstable, breaking down in patterns she had never witnessed before. Your genetic integrity is compromising, Yuna stated clinically. How long have you been experiencing these cellular disruptions? Rial's response was measured. Several planetary cycles. Our technological advancement has not provided a solution. This was fascinating. An advanced civilization capable of interstellar travel, unable to solve a fundamental biological problem. Yuna realized this was more than a medical challenge. It was a complex puzzle that required thinking beyond traditional scientific boundaries. Her mind raced. The alien's genetic breakdown wasn't random. There was a pattern, a systematic decline, that suggested something deeper than a simple medical issue. This was about survival, not just of an individual, but potentially an entire species. The research platform's other scientists watched in silent amazement. They had trained for first contact scenarios, but nothing prepared them for this, a technologically superior species requesting help from humans. Yuna moved her scanner closer, her fingers dancing across complex holographic interfaces. She began isolating genetic sequences, comparing them, searching for the root of the deterioration. Each discovery revealed another layer of complexity. The alien's genetic structure was unlike anything in human medical databases. It wasn't just different, it was revolutionary. Technological enhancements had been so deeply integrated into their biological systems that the line between organic and mechanical had completely blurred. Your technological advancements, Yuna said carefully, appear to be causing your genetic breakdown. The integration is too complete, too rigid. Rial remained silent, but something in his posture suggested he was listening intently. Human medical knowledge, with its emphasis on adaptability and organic resilience, might be the key to solving this complex problem. Where alien technology had created a perfect but ultimately fragile system, human understanding could potentially introduce the necessary flexibility. The research chamber felt charged with potential. This was more than a medical examination. This was a potential turning point in interspecies relations, a moment where human capabilities might be recognized on a galactic scale. Yuna knew the next steps would be critical. She would need to develop an approach that combined human medical understanding with the aliens' advanced technological foundations. The universe seemed to hold its breath, waiting for her next move. Would you like me to develop the next part of the story? The research laboratory buzzed with intense concentration. Dr. Yuna Kim stood surrounded by holographic displays, her hands moving rapidly through complex data streams. Commander Rial watched silently, his massive form a stark contrast to the delicate human technology around him. Breakthrough moments in science often come unexpectedly. For Yuna, it happened during her 17th consecutive hour of research. A tiny genetic sequence, almost invisible in the massive data cloud, revealed something extraordinary. The aliens' technological integration wasn't just a medical issue, it was a fundamental design problem. Their civilization had approached biological enhancement like an engineering challenge, creating perfect systems with zero room for natural adaptation. Human biology, by comparison, was messy, flexible, constantly adjusting. Your technology treats biological systems like machines, Yuna explained, pointing to a rotating holographic model of genetic structures. But living systems require flexibility, not absolute precision. Rial's response was immediate. Precision ensures survival. Yuna smiled. Adaptation ensures survival. She began demonstrating how human immune systems constantly evolve, how our genetic code allows for unexpected changes. Each explanation challenged the aliens' understanding of biological optimization. The research team watched in amazement. Here was a human researcher potentially solving a problem that had stumped an advanced alien civilization. Commander J. Park observed silently, understanding the historical significance of this moment. Cellular samples from Rial revealed intricate technological implants that had become destructive. These weren't simple enhancements, but complete systemic replacements that had slowly begun consuming the original biological infrastructure. Yuna's approach was revolutionary. Instead of removing the technological components, she proposed a hybrid solution that would allow organic systems to interact dynamically with technological implants. It was like teaching a rigid machine to dance, unpredictable, fluid, alive. Her computer models showed promising results. Genetic sequences began stabilizing, showing remarkable recovery potential. The alien technology, when given space to interact rather than completely control, started behaving differently. "We do not understand," Rial admitted, a rare moment of vulnerability from such an advanced being. "Perfection is not about control," Yuna responded. "It's about balance." Each simulation revealed more about the fundamental differences between human and alien approaches to biological enhancement. Where the aliens saw technology as a replacement, humans saw it as a collaborative tool. The research platform felt electric with potential. Scientists from different disciplines watched the interaction, understanding. They were witnessing something unprecedented. A human researcher was teaching an advanced alien civilization about the beauty of biological complexity. Rial's body began showing subtle changes. Technological implants that had previously appeared rigid now seemed more responsive, more integrated. It was as if the alien was learning to breathe again, to exist in a more dynamic state. "Your species thinks differently," Rial observed, watching another genetic simulation unfold. Yuna nodded. "We understand that life is a conversation, not a command." The technological paradox was becoming clear. Advanced doesn't always mean better. Sometimes complexity requires space to breathe, to adjust, to live. As hours passed, the research team realized they were not just solving a medical problem. They were demonstrating a fundamental truth about existence. Adaptation is the most powerful survival mechanism. Commander Rial watched the human researcher, seeing her not as a lesser being, but as a potential key to his civilization's survival. The universe, vast and complex, had brought them together in this moment of unexpected understanding. Science at its core was about curiosity, and in this moment curiosity was bridging gaps between species, between technological philosophies, between entire ways of understanding life itself. The research continued, each moment bringing new revelations, new hope. "Would you like me to develop the next part of the story?" The research chamber transformed into a symphony of human creativity and alien technology. Dr. Yuna Kim stood before complex holographic interfaces, her fingers dancing across molecular structures that merged biological and technological systems in ways never before imagined. Commander Rial watched intently, his massive form surprisingly still. Every movement Yuna made seemed to challenge everything his civilization understood about medical intervention. "We will create a hybrid treatment," Yuna announced, her voice calm but filled with determination. The breakthrough came from an unexpected source. Human immune system adaptability, combined with the aliens' advanced technological frameworks, produced a revolutionary molecular reconstruction technique. It wasn't just a medical solution. It was a complete reimagining of biological enhancement. Microscopic nanobots designed with human flexibility and alien precision began restructuring Rial's cellular systems. They moved differently from traditional technological implants, more like living organisms, adapting, learning, responding to biological changes in real time. Each test showed remarkable progress. Genetic sequences that had been collapsing now stabilized. Technological components began integrating naturally, instead of consuming biological systems. It was like watching a complex machine learn to breathe. Your approach is unexpected, Rial commented, observing his own cellular transformations. Yuna smiled. Humans excel at solving problems by thinking outside established systems. The research platform became a hub of intense activity. Scientists from multiple disciplines worked alongside Yuna, each bringing unique perspectives to this extraordinary challenge. International space research protocols were being rewritten in real time. Commander J. Park watched the proceedings, understanding they were witnessing a moment that would change human history. This was more than a medical breakthrough. This was first contact redefining interspecies relationships. Molecular reconstructions revealed something profound. The aliens' technological systems had been treating biological life as a fixed algorithm. Human understanding introduced the concept of living systems as dynamic, constantly changing environments. We believe technology could perfect biological systems, Rial admitted. You show us they can collaborate instead. Each molecular adjustment told a story. Technological implants that were once rigid now moved with organic fluidity. Cellular structures that were collapsing now regenerated with unexpected resilience. The treatment wasn't just healing Rial. It was teaching an entire civilization a new way of understanding life itself. Adaptation became the key, not as a weakness, but as the most powerful survival mechanism. Yuna's approach combined medical knowledge, technological innovation, and a fundamentally human understanding of complexity. She wasn't just treating a patient. She was bridging entire philosophical approaches to existence. Hours turned into days. Each moment brought new discoveries, new understandings. The research platform hummed with potential, with the electricity of breakthrough moments. Rial's body began to transform. Technological components that had been destructive now worked in harmony with biological systems. It was like watching a complex machine learn to dance. Unpredictable, beautiful, alive. Your species sees life differently, Rial observed, watching another molecular reconstruction sequence. We understand that survival is about conversation, Yuna responded, not control. The collaborative breakthrough represented more than a medical solution. It was a profound statement about the nature of life, about how different systems could work together, learn from each other, grow. As final molecular adjustments completed, something remarkable happened. Rial's entire biological system seemed to take a deep metaphorical breath. Technological components and organic systems now moved together, not as master and slave, but as partners. The universe watched, silent and expectant. Science had just rewritten its understanding of biological potential. Would you like me to develop the final part of the story? The news spread across galactic communication networks faster than light itself. A small human research team had done what entire advanced civilizations could not: solved a critical biological crisis for an alien species. Dr. Yuna Kim stood quietly, watching Commander Rial prepare for his return journey. The transformation was complete. Where once stood a rigid, failing biomechanical being, now existed a dynamic, regenerated life form. Diplomatic channels erupted with activity. Alien communication networks buzzed with discussions about this unexpected human achievement. Humanity was no longer just another emerging species. They were now a civilization worth serious consideration. Your solution changes everything, Rial explained, his voice carrying a newfound flexibility that matched his restored biological systems. The research platform became a center of unprecedented interspecies dialogue. Scientists from Rial's civilization began requesting detailed information about human medical approaches. They were learning that technological superiority didn't mean complete understanding. Yuna's breakthrough revealed something profound. Human adaptability was their greatest strength. Where other civilizations saw rigid systems, humans saw opportunities for creative problem-solving. Communication records showed Rial becoming an advocate for human potential. His reports to his civilization's leadership painted humans not as a primitive species, but as innovative problem-solvers with unique perspectives. The hybrid treatment developed for Rial became more than a medical solution. It represented a new approach to understanding biological systems across different species. Universities and research centers across multiple planetary systems began studying the breakthrough. Commander J. Park watched the unfolding diplomatic transformation with quiet pride. This was more than a scientific achievement. This was humanity's first true step into a larger galactic community. Real's civilization began sending diplomatic missions. They wanted to understand the humans who had achieved what their most advanced technologies could not. Each delegation came with questions, with curiosity, with respect. "We misunderstood your species," one alien diplomat admitted during an early meeting. "We saw technological capability as the only measure of advancement. You show us that adaptability is true intelligence." Una remained humble. She understood this was not about individual achievement, but about human potential. Her team had demonstrated that scientific approach, combined with creative thinking, could solve seemingly impossible challenges. Research platforms across human space began receiving requests for collaborative missions. Alien civilizations that had previously ignored humanity now sought partnerships. The treatment developed for Real became a symbol of human scientific capability. The molecular reconstruction technique developed during Real's treatment began showing promise for multiple species. What started as a specific solution became a revolutionary medical approach that could potentially help countless civilizations. Galactic communication networks started referring to humans differently. No longer were they considered a young, inexperienced species. Now they were seen as innovative problem solvers with unique perspectives on technological and biological challenges. Commander Real's ship prepared for departure. Before leaving, he presented Una with a complex technological artifact, a symbol of respect and recognition from his entire civilization. "You have changed our understanding," Real said, his voice carrying genuine emotion. "Humans are no longer just observers. You are participants in the galactic story." The research platform watched the alien ship prepare to jump into quantum space. Something had fundamentally changed. Humanity had proven its worth not through military might or technological superiority, but through creative problem-solving and adaptability. As Real's ship disappeared, leaving only a subtle quantum distortion, Una Kim smiled. This was more than a medical breakthrough. This was humanity's true first contact, not through weapons or intimidation, but through understanding. The universe seemed to pause, recognizing a fundamental truth. True intelligence is not about control, but about adaptation. Would you like me to refine any part of the story?